Saying goes, invention is the mother of necessity, and that holds true especially during challenging times like a pandemic. In Negros Oriental, local industry experts manufacture a crucial piece of medical equipment literally made out of junk. Our senior correspondent, David Santos, tells us how the lack of ventilators in the island province's hospital has prompted local residents to devise their own.
The country still on the edge with no end in sight for COVID-19. For one, critical medical supplies remain scarce. In the island of Negros Oriental, hospitals make do with what they have, like wrapping acetate on wheelchairs and stretchers to protect healthcare workers. This souvenir shop in Valencia town stepped up to help local frontliners. When their shop closed down due to the pandemic, their resources were used to make face shields and aerosol boxes. Soon they realized there was a greater need.
During the first few days of the pandemic, we had really shortage of ventilators.
Shop owner Mike Alano researched online on how to design and build a prototype ventilator. He then consulted some friends, engineers, architects, and doctors. Next thing they knew, they were collecting junk and surplus mechanical parts. Some of the scraps included windshield wipers and sensors of a discarded desktop computer.
Because I usually search for some unusual materials in a scrapyard, a junk shop. Mm-hmm. It's more likely on electronics, so it's happened that I keep some of them.
Some of the parts kasi are expensive. So we try to match the parts that would be able to do the same thing but cheaper, mas madaling ma-order para when we mass produce it, it will not turn out to be very expensive.
Amid the lockdown, the team would meet at Alano's workshop. There, they literally assembled the ventilator from scratch.
Parang we became MacGyvers, and these guys are MacGyvers.
What used to be a manual resuscitator, commonly known as ambu bag, this makeshift ventilator automates the process. Not only the ventilation becomes more consistent, it's also hands-free, thus reducing risks of the operator contracting coronavirus. Its basic features also complete. While some local doctors initially were skeptical about the project, it is now gaining support.
It's precise. There are numbers, and the delivery is really viewed in graphics. So I think it's safe that we can use this for patients.
The project is called One Vent, or Oriental Negros Emergency Ventilator. The team has been doing clinical trials and consulting local doctors. While the materials are locally sourced, they assure it is durable and meets quality standards. Once it gets government's approval, they will need financial help.
With the funding that we have, we can actually buy the proper sensors, we can buy the proper motor, because the concept is already there. The theory is already working. All we have to do is apply it using better materials.
Not just the COVID patients, I think the province can make use of this in the future, even if the pandemic is already gone.
The team hopes to mass produce its makeshift ventilator so it can supply hospitals and medical centers, especially in poor and far-flung communities. They point out, though, they do not aim to replace conventional machines, just offering an alternative during times of emergency like a pandemic. David Santos, CNN Philippines.
The Department of Science and Technology earlier sought for proposals on prototype ventilators and resuscitators. The team behind One Vent is hoping to tap into that government funding for their project. Time right now is 6:20.